Hey everyone, this is Clarinetgamer here, and I am back once again. I'm back from my hiatus, as you probably know already, as I've uploaded the last two parts of Let's Play Until I Fail episode 7. And speaking of Let's Play Until I Fail, here is episode 8, and as you can tell by this music, you'll all know what this game is. So, yes, it is none other than Crash Bandicoot 2. And it's going to be very interesting this episode, because, well... Oh, yeah, new game obviously. Don't know why I want to do a load game, because I'd be cheating if I loaded the game. And yeah, I'll just try and skip this cutscene if I can. Yeah, there we are. You can't really skip until Cortex nearby hits the island, on the third island. Now, in this episode, or in these episodes, in case any of you didn't know, this is where I play a game until I fail. So for Crash Bandicoot 2, it'll be playing until I lose a life. Now, unlike episode 3, which I did was Crash Bandicoot 1, I was actually placing ridiculous stipulation on myself by going through the levels without collecting that Cracker mask. It's a very ambitious challenge, but I decided, you know what, no, I'm not doing that because that's making it way too hard on myself. And I'm not really going to bother for 100% for this. I'm just going to go through the game as normal, and I'll see if I can beat the game without failing. It's going to be interesting though, because like I do know Crash Bandicoot 2 very well, so we'll see what happens. And like I mentioned with Crash Bandicoot 2, if I haven't mentioned it already, it is, I don't know, I'm tempted to say it's my favourite game in the Crash Bandicoot series, alongside Crash Twinsanity. Like, I still like Crash Twinsanity. I think that's a really good Crash Bandicoot game, in my eyes anyway. But anyway, yeah, level 1, Turtle Woods. It's an easy level. The rain here's makes it really good. I'm just getting back in the swing of things from my commentary, because you know I always like to do that. Like after I take a hiatus, I always like to just get back in the swing of things, like with my commentary always. So yeah, and I always like to use that trick whenever I do speedruns, like just jumping over the pit. The slide jump. I actually did it all 3 times. I couldn't believe that. I actually thought I would fail that even once, but I didn't. So yeah, for this I'm just going to be collecting the crystals. I'm not really going to worry about the gems that much. And we'll see what happens from here on, I guess. I could end up being unlucky in this episode, well, not anything to do with number 8. If it was number 13, then yes. Then that would definitely have something to do with bad luck, or unluckiness, but... Anyway, level 2, Snow Go. As you probably know already, I've done a Let's Play of this game before, and if you haven't seen the Let's Play before, then I'll link the Let's Play down below in the description of probably the first part of this Let's Play Until I Fail episode, in case any of you are interested. Yeah, that's pretty hard to judge that, because I'm wearing my headphones and the sound on the TV just makes it a bit difficult to judge, even though I don't have any sound on the TV when using the PBPR connection. Not that it's really much of a major issue, but at least I can still hear it through my earphones, or headphones should I say. Should I go and get the red gem, or should I not? Nah, I won't bother with that. Try to get it the glitchy way, but like I said before, I won't even bother getting the gems in this. The crystals are my main priority here. Okay, get rid of that seal. And yeah, I've had a good time back in my hometown in Fife. It's been pretty quiet, but it was still quite peaceful and quiet, and I played quite a lot of games when I was back home on the PS3, including, what was I played? Metal Gear Solid 3, and that was the first game in the Metal Gear, well, the first game to start the Metal Gear Solid story, and I actually found it really interesting and very good. I'm not sure if any of you who are watching this are fans of the Metal Gear Solid series, but I'm tempted to do a Let's Play of the Let's Plays of the Metal Gear Solid series at some point in the future. Not sure if many people would be interested, but it would be great if people were interested in seeing it. So we're making good time so far. We're on level 3. Still got the 2 Cracker masks. Now, as far as it goes for my prediction of when I'm going to be dying in this, it's going to be interesting because I predict I'm going to die in level 5. Oh, I nearly died right there. I nearly slipped off the platform. Yeah, I need to be careful here because sometimes I might speedrun my way through this. And that's a bit risky right there, if I try to speedrun my way through this. So I might just take my time throughout this just to make sure I don't end up losing a life. But yeah, Metal Gear Solid 3 was really good, and also I've started watching Breaking Bad. As many of you know, Breaking Bad is, well, is a great TV series so far anyway. I'm on season 3 at the moment, and I'm not really going to talk about it that much, as much as I want to, but because I don't want to risk like talking about spoilers or anything. But I'm pretty sure most people have already seen Breaking Bad already. Okay, yeah, I'll be getting 1 gem at least in this, or 2 of them possibly, depending on how far I get, and those are the gems for beating the level under the time limit, which would be for that level, Hang 8, and for plant food. Okay, there's the 3rd crystal, and 1st gem. Okay then, so level 4, the pits. I wonder if I'll fall into a pit in this level, and that's what will probably cause me to fail. Nah, I don't think so, but we'll see. Right. But I have a lot of other games in mind for this series, for Let's Play Until I Fail. It's quite an exciting series so far. For even replaying games I've done already without, playing them without failing. And I do have the rest of the Crash Bandicoot series in mind, apart from Titans of Mind Over Mutant, because I don't have those games. And the same applies to Crash Boom Bang as well. I'm not going to be doing that one. Even though those games would be very interesting, especially Crash Boom Bang, because, well, the game itself is pretty bad. It's probably the worst Crash game I've ever played. Crash Boom Bang. There's no denying that. Unless if anybody really likes Crash Boom Bang, then I'm sorry if I said that was the worst game ever. Okay, I narrowly avoided that vulture. I don't know if that is a vulture. Could be a vulture, might be wrong. Oh. Okay, yeah. And also it's going to be interesting as well, because one of the games, or Crash Bandicoot games I'm definitely planning for this series is Crash Twinsanity, which is my 2nd favourite Crash Bandicoot game of all time. Because I just really like the game, and okay, I don't know how I managed to avoid that one. I thought I was going to fall in that pit, but no. Sometimes I might just do this just to save time, but let's see if I can do it for a 3rd time. I've never avoided this pit before, so we'll see if that's good. Okay, that's something right there. I actually have avoided the pits all 3 times. In all the levels, I never thought that would happen, actually. Right, so the pits is done. Right, level 5, okay, right, skip that. That'll probably be Brio talking to me about collecting gems, but I'm not interested in getting 100% for this. Unless, if I manage to succeed in this without getting 100%, I may put an extra challenge on myself for the next time I come back to this, saying, okay, let's see if I can do this without failing to get 100%. But I'm not going to jump that far ahead yet. And I'm going to take my time on this, because this is where I predicted I was going to die, by falling into a hole or something. Crash's feet were missing for a second. It looked like he was stuck in the ground. Not that it really matters, but just take my time for this. Hopefully I don't fall into a hole, because that'd be pretty annoying if that happened. Okay, good. Managed to avoid the obstacles there. Okay, Crash automatically dies forward into a checkpoint. It seems like checkpoints really, are Crash's favourite box in this. He always dives into the checkpoints in this. Nah, I'm just kidding. He actually dives just to rescue himself from the boulder, as you probably already know, even though he's already safe from the boulder. But yeah, like I said before about Crash Twinsanity, that's going to be an interesting game to do a Let's Play Until I Fail on, because, as you already know, as you might know, the game is very glitchy. And that's kind of an understatement to describe that game. It is pretty glitchy, but if I fail because of a... Okay, right, now this is where I'm going to be careful here, because this is potentially where I could end up dying. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, avoid these holes. Don't fall in the holes. Okay, forget about these boxes. Just go straight to the end. There we are. We're safe. Alright then, so I didn't die at level 5. That's a good thing. However, that doesn't mean to say that I'm not going to die for the rest of the game though. There's probably going to be an instance where I might. I think there may be an unlucky death here. That's what I think. Or what am I on? 10.5 minutes. Okay, so 10.5 minutes so far, and I'm going to the first boss, which is, well, as you already know, Ripperoo. And it would be a pity to fail on like a glitch. Like, say for example, if the game glitched out or froze, I think I would be entitled to reset the episode or redo the episode, because that'd be a travesty if that would happen. Like if I were to fail due to the game freezing, which wouldn't be very fair. Okay then, so let's get this first hit on Ripperoo. I could end up dying on Ripperoo, you never know. Could be very unexpected of me dying on Ripperoo. And I recently read an article about, what was it, about this game's music along with Crash Bandicoot 1 and Crash Bandicoot 3's music. It was an interview of Josh Mansell, I think his name was. I think it was his name. About how he worked at Mutato Musica, like composing the music for Crash Bandicoots 1 to 3. It was a very interesting read on how, like, in Crash Bandicoots 1 to 3, like the game's music needed to have a very, like, needed to be very upbeat and very heavy, especially for difficult levels, like, for example, Slippery Climb and, okay, Ripperoo is finished. For Slippery Climb, because as you know, Crash Bandicoot 1 gets more and more difficult, like, the more you play the game. But yeah, it's an interesting read on the music of the games, because I mean, Crash Bandicoot music is probably, like, it is really great music. If you haven't listened to the soundtracks of any Crash Bandicoot games, I would encourage you to give the music a listen and find out for yourself. But if you don't like it, then I won't take any issue with it. If you don't like it, then you don't like it. But anyway, let's see if I... Okay, good. I thought I was going to die by sliding into the penguin accidentally without spinning. But that didn't happen, so that's a good thing. Okay, good. Hopefully I don't hit any of these seals. Alright, there we are. And what else are we going to talk about Crash Bandicoot? Yeah, recently on recent news, like Crash Bandicoot's been back in the news, like very recently actually, because, well, as you already know, Naughty Dog had their fan art competition, and they had a fan art competition for their 30th anniversary, where people could draw characters from their favourite franchises like Jak and Daxter, Uncharted and The Last of Us. And fans were asking Naughty Dog, okay, can we draw Crash Bandicoot? And Naughty Dog had responded to them by saying, no, you can't do that. So then I think that same person responded asking, well, can you not ask Activision about this? And they said, unfortunately, we already asked Activision before this happened, and they flat out refused. So I have no idea what is happening with the Crash Bandicoot series. And another story that was interesting as well is that one of the members of Sony Computer Entertainment Europe, I think, Andrew House's name is, he was actually talking about the Crash Bandicoot series and Spyro as well, saying I definitely wouldn't close the door on them, and it's something we've been discussing and thinking about bringing back. So I think it's obvious that Sony want to bring Crash Bandicoot back. However, it's Activision that are being so stubborn about this, and I've no idea why. Because, well, maybe they could be making a new Crash game for all we know, but I somehow doubt that very much. Unless if I'm convinced, like, otherwise. I actually thought the game froze there, but unless I'm convinced otherwise, like, because Activision are very busy at the moment with, well, the next Call of Duty game, which is Advanced Warfare. Yeah, Advanced Warfare and Destiny as well. And from what I've heard, Destiny looks really good. From what I've heard from people saying to me that the games the game looks impressive, like it looks very real. Like the graphics are immense, from what I've been told anyway. Okay, just be careful here crossing these platforms, because sometimes this level might screw you over if you're not careful with the platforming. Well, or you might screw yourself over, should I say. Not the level screwing you over. Don't know why I said that, but whatever. But overall, I think we're going to need to wait and find out what's happening with the Crash series. But I'm keeping my hopes up for a new game. It would be nice to see a new one. But if we don't, then we've always got all these old games to fall back on anyway, for good memories. And that's all I'm really leaving it at the moment, but would I want to see another Crash Bandicoot game? Well, why not? Because I mean, platforming games were huge back in the days. And it seems all it is nowadays are shooters, and quite honestly, I'm getting bored of shooters being the main, like, you know, the main highlight of gaming these days. I think it's time platforming took back that spot. Okay, right, I lost a mask, but it doesn't matter. Oh no, look before you... Oh my god, right, be careful. Might end up failing here. Okay, come on. Right, that was close. I actually thought I was going to fail on plant food, but I didn't. Right, I don't have any Aku masks. I lost them both in this level, but at least I survived. That's all that matters. Okay, I'm back. Just getting a drink of water, that's all. Just to get my... well, to make sure I wasn't very thirsty throughout the recording. I think the mic levels should be okay now, yeah. Should be fine, just looking at the wave lines in Audacity. I mean, I'll probably be turning up anyway, afterwards. Alright, poor level. I'll see how far I can get on this. Now, if I were getting 100%, if I missed these boxes coming up here, then I would have failed. Yeah, like that, you see. I don't know, sometimes it's easy, sometimes... yeah, and I missed that life, but it doesn't matter. But sometimes it's easy and not so easy getting those boxes. I'm not sure what most of you would think about that, but... oh yeah, don't want to run into the killer whales in this. Because sometimes if you run too fast, you'll end up jumping into the killer whale as soon as he's finished taking a leap in the water. Yeah, like that. You need to be careful not to leap into the killer whale sometimes because of that. Okay, right. I forgot to jump. Right. That's it. That's episode 8 of Let's Play Until I Fail. That was... I don't know. I don't know what to say about that actually. I forgot to jump. Yes, it's a noble concept. I know that, but... okay, so... thank you all for watching this episode of Let's Play Until I Fail. This is episode 8. It was Crash Bandicoot 2. Please feel free to like, comment down below for your thoughts, and also please feel free to subscribe for more videos coming up in the future. At least it wasn't as embarrassing as Crash Bandicoot 1, that's all I'll say at that. And at least it was actually a lot longer than Crash Bandicoot 1, of course. But anyway, thank you all for watching. This has been Clarinetgamer here signing off, and I'll see you later. Till then, goodbye.